Now we are looking at the gradient, or also known as slope. Gradient is also referred to as slope. The gradient of a line is defined as the ratio of the increase in y to the increase in x. Now, if this is the line, so to calculate the gradient, that is same thing as the slope. So the gradient will be what? So if you want to look for the gradient of this particular line, so that is this y2 minus y1, that is this distance over this distance, qr, that is what qr over pr will be the gradient of this slope, qr over pr, and our qr is y2 minus y1 over our pr is what, x2 minus x1. So you realize that this line will make an angle with the horizontal axis. The angle it makes with the horizontal axis is referred to as theta. It's same thing as the gradient of this line. That is same thing as the gradient of this line, which is same thing as what, tan theta. Now, so that means we having m is used to denote gradient, qr over pr, the same thing as saying y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if you want to know the gradient of this line, what you do is get the coordinate of q, get the coordinate of p, then you now substitute it into this formula, x2 minus y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So angle of the slope is the angle PQ mixed with the x-axis. So that means the gradient of the line is same thing, is equal to tan theta. So that means the slope is equal to what? The value for tan theta. Now, then from here, when you get tan theta, you'll be able to look for the value of the angle that slope mixed with the horizontal axis. Now let's do this by looking at one example. Find the gradient of the line joining these coordinates 3, 2 and 7, 10, and the angle of the line. That means the angle of slope of the line. That means the angle the slope make with the horizontal axis. First of all, we need to get the value for the gradient, the slope. So for this is the first coordinate, this is second coordinate. The first coordinate is taken to be x1, y1, and the second coordinate is taken to be what? x2, y2. So we said that to look for the gradient, m is known as gradient or referred to as the slope, is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that means our y2 here is what? 10 minus your y1 is what? 2 over x2 is 7 minus your x1 is what? 3. So 10 minus 2 will give us 8 over 7 minus 3 is 4. 8 divided by 2 by 4 is what? 2. So that means the gradient is what? 2. Now, the other part of the question says that we should look for the value of the angle of the slope. That means the angle the slope makes with the horizontal axis. So assuming this is a line, the angle this line will make with the horizontal axis, the x-axis. That is what we are told to look for. So now, this is what we are going to do. Let theta be the angle of the slope. So you know that what? Tan theta should be equal to the slope. Tan theta is equal to the slope. And you have calculated the slope to be 2. So that means tan theta is equal to 2. So your theta will now be, you now look for the arctan of 2. The arctan of 2 will give you what? 63.43. Let's do another example. Find the gradient of the line joining coordinates -3 and -5 and 4 minus 1 and the angle of the slope of the line. So if you take the first coordinate, which is what? -3 -5 to be x1, y1, and the second coordinate 4 and -1 to be x2, y2. Now you are now to look for the slope, or known as the gradient. You will now say m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 is equal to, now you will be substituting, while your y1 is what? -1 minus your y2 rather is -1 minus your y1 is -5 over your x2 is what? 4 minus your x1 is what? -2. So -1 minus times minus will give us +5. 4 minus times minus will give us +3. So -1 plus 5 is 4, and over 4 plus 3 is what? 7. So that means the gradient of that line is what? 4/7. Now we are also told to look for the angle of the slope of the line. To look for the angle of the slope of the line, so that means you are going to say what? If theta is the angle of the slope of the line, so that means tan theta is equal to m. That is the slope. So tan theta is equal to 4/7. So 4/7 is same thing as what? 0.5714. 0.5714. So tan theta is equal to 0.5714. So to get theta, you are going to look for the arctan of 0.5714, which should give us what? The arctan of 0.5714 is 29.74 degrees. So for your work practice, find the gradient of the lines joining the following pairs of points and the angle each slope makes with the x-axis. So we have in this coordinate 5 minus 4 and 3 minus 2. Then B, the coordinate 4 and 3 and 5 and -2. Coordinates 13 and -4 and 11 and 8. Coordinate 4 minus 7 and -3, 8. Coordinate -2 -3 and -6 -7. Please ensure you like, subscribe and comment on the video. Thank you.